Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about the Near protocol. Near just doing a fantastic performance at the moment. For some reason, not too many people talk about Near, and I still haven't quite figured out why. I've made various videos about the Near protocol, about the potential of Near, that it really is sort of unique in terms of what they do for app developers or dApp developers, that they make it really, really easy. Also in terms of performance of the blockchain, really interesting project, and yeah, a lot going on, new partnerships. I talked about that all in previous videos. Still, for some reason, not on the radar of many people. Not too many people talk about it on YouTube. I really don't get it. And for some reason, when I make videos here about Near, there aren't many views. I mean, compared to other cryptos, there aren't many views, and I still don't get it. But again, I think we had the right view here on this channel. I mean, but what we need to understand, Near is rank 19 by market cap. It is really at the same page like Cronos, yeah. I still don't get it, why not many people talk about Near. Anyway, since obviously it reached my target area here, yeah, there was an alternative that if you break this one, the 88.7% FIB level, you could drop into this one, but you can see that all we did to touch the 88.7% FIB level was a very long wick. We came down with an accuracy of 10 cents, yeah. So the 88.7% FIB level is at, where is it? 732, and it did reach it with 734. So okay, 2 cents. So that is fairly accurate, I would say. And again, in my opinion, just proves again that TA works. Yeah, why else would you be able to forecast a price level weeks before? Because we talked about this price level to be reached, either the 88.7% FIB level or the 78.6, like many weeks before it reached it. Yeah, and again, like for many other cryptos, this is the turnaround area. Yeah, where with the highest probability the price is turning around. Of course, I don't know where the low is. I never knew it, but it is probabilities, yeah? And this is the area. However, there's always an alternative, a more bearish alternative in this case, that had the price dropped below that area, it would have been more likely to reach this area here. But I set buy orders here for channel members, and if you want to see my own buy and sell orders, check out the channel membership. But it's just amazing because the lowest buy order triggered, and that was the one with the highest percentage, yeah, for the allocation, because my strategy is, and that is what I show on Discord for channel members, I dollar cost average in, especially all of these were the price areas where I dollar cost averaged in. And because I don't know where the low is, the low could have been here at 853, yeah, the low could have been at 732, whatever, or somewhere in between, maybe even a little bit higher, yeah. So I started to dollar cost average in somewhere around $9.50, I think, or $10. But that was only 15% of the allocation. And then as we dropped lower, and the 756, that was 35% of the allocation. So that was the highest percentage of all buy orders for Near. And this is fantastic because it hit perfectly the low. I don't think you can grab a low better than that. And that is why I like to set buy orders, because this dip here, had I just traded manually or bought manually, I wouldn't have spotted it. But with a buy order set on KuCoin in this case, of course it triggered, yeah, which is amazing because normally you wouldn't be able to just go manually, and it just happens very quickly, but a buy order can trigger. So these orders are now, I think, in average 100% in profit, yeah, which is amazing because from here to where we are now, this is more than 100%. But obviously I started to dollar cost average in a little bit higher, but with a lower percentage. So the most of the weight was down here at 756. Since then it has made more than 100%, which is amazing, which is in the top of the range, or at least in the higher range compared to what other cryptos did. Talked about Phantom today, which made since the low, I think 60%, Cardano made around 60%. So Near is one of the top performers, which is just amazing. It moved above that very important resistance level here, the 50% FIB level at 1197. I think that is when I made the last video, I can't remember, but we then moved above the next one, the next target, which was at 1338, the 38.2% FIB level, and now it is at the 21.4% FIB level, even moved above that. It is now getting maybe close to exhaustion, but the potential is just huge for the Near protocol, in my opinion. Yeah, and congratulations for any channel member who also dollar cost averaged in for Near and still has diamond hands, yeah, and didn't sell at the peaks. And that is just an example of why I don't try to sell at every small peak, because it's just not worth it. Of course, in theory, you could have sold here, bought back here again, but it just is so stressful. It needs so much patience, it needs so much attention. It's pretty much a full-time job to do that, and oftentimes you miss out on it still. So just buying the major dips and selling at the major peaks, and maybe accumulate at the dips. I mean, that is a strategy that I use as well. And then taking profits from a certain point of view and from a certain level. And of course, if you want to see my sell orders, check out the channel membership. But I think I need to increase my sell orders for Near. I don't want to start taking profits too early, to be honest. So I will probably update these here today or on the weekend, because I don't want to sell too early, even if I think we are going to get another larger dip. Because if you see a first impulsive wave, and this could seriously become an impulse here, which means you get your 5 waves, yeah. But even if I believe we are coming down once more, I would rather use that just to accumulate and then take profits higher, because it is just, the potential for Near is just amazing. And the Fibonacci levels only show us that, well, at least the minimum target for the next wave up would be $25, but I think this is actually understated, because it would assume we are not getting any extended waves. But we can also already see here, if we count this here potentially as a first wave 1, then you come down in a wave 2, then we might now be in that wave 3. But you can already see here that you have a wave 1, 2, you have another wave 1, 2. Here you start already with another 1, 2, and all these 1, 2 setups, they are just super bullish. They just indicate that the next wave will be very much extended. So we can probably talk about, at least here, about the $37 level, but probably even higher. So yeah, I'm not going to take profits here too early for Near. In my opinion, not too many people talk about it, but it will become one of the main cryptos, in my opinion, 2022, 2023. I think it can make its way closer to the top 10. If it will get into the top 10, I don't know, but I think it can get closer to the top 10. And I think it's one of the cryptos that is not too much on the radar of many people, right? So is this move going to continue? So let's take a look at more on the short term here. So we are here on the 1 hour chart. You can see that after this dip, we moved up very, very strongly, moved very clearly through 2 Fibonacci retracement levels. You can now see that on the daily chart, which is so relevant, we can see that the MACD is still pushing higher here, so the momentum is still increasing. So we are still in an uptrend. Yeah, there is no reason to change that in any way. The stochastic RSI is still high, which is important, because it means we are maintaining that high momentum, which is good. The RSI starting to get into the overbought range, so it's time to become a bit careful, not necessarily to sell, but to take a look at the chart and be aware of it. Yeah, and again, it all depends on your strategy. But on the 2-day chart as well, we're pushing higher. The MACD momentum still high, stochastic RSI momentum still high, RSI pushing higher, which is a good sign, not yet overbought. And on the 4-day chart, we see the same thing. We only recently got that bullish crossover on the MACD, which indicates there is pressure to the upside. Yeah, so that is good. And also on the RSI, there is more scope for further upside. On the weekly, and that will be another buy signal, I believe, that will probably happen here very, very shortly, that bullish crossover on the weekly on the MACD. So, and here the stochastic RSI is only just starting to move up, indicating further upside potential. So it's not getting exhausted. I guess in the short term here, we might see another small dip, because, let me just go here on the 8-hour chart. On the 8-hour chart, you are now here, overbought on the RSI. Yeah, so we're maintaining a high level at the moment, so it's just time to be a bit cautious here. The MACD though, the MACD is still pushing higher also on the 8-hour chart, so there is no sign of exhaustion on the 8-hour. 4-hour, no sign of exhaustion. But when you see this moving down, yeah, then we are starting to probably going to go down a little bit and get a bit of a temporary dip. But generally, it's all pointing up at the moment, yeah. Which is great, which is great, since we really talked about it, since it hit the target area. I mean, we talked about it before, but this was a significant low. You can see it actually on the hourly very well. That was a significant low when we came into this area, yeah. That is actually what I like to see. You touched very clearly a Fibonacci level, you find support on a Fibonacci level, and then you start to move higher. Some cryptos didn't really find support in those target areas at the Fibonacci level. They just turned around in the middle of nowhere. Not necessarily a great sign, but NIR did exactly what it needed to do, came down all the way to the 88.7. And actually, if it retraces a little bit more, I rather see the 88.7% fib level than the 78.6, because the 88.7% fib level means we're coming down lower, which means in terms of Fibonacci extensions, also the next extension level will be higher. Yeah, so that is really, really a good sign for NIR. And I think we could really see the beginning here. And we will see another dip in my opinion, but I don't think it might not be another lower low. I think we see here a first impulse to the upside, and it's just pushing up. It's great. Yeah, good to see that. I'm going to use the next dip to accumulate, certainly, and I'll make you aware of that when I do it. Of course, I'll post that on Discord and Telegram first. Hopefully you liked the update about NIR. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content and also want to see my own buy and sell orders, want to see or participate in a weekly live stream, want to get access to the Telegram live chat and the Discord server with a lot of additional content, then check out the channel membership. And for gold members as well, I analyze stocks and shares. Also on Discord, you can find that channel. And here also, I started only a few weeks ago, and they are massively in profit. All the ones where I posted my own entries. We've got examples with AMC 80% to the upside, 40 to 80% depending on which portfolio I'm looking at. We've got PayPal 30% upside. Yeah, we've got Amazon 12% upside. There's a lot of other ones, and I think there were only 2 at a loss at the moment, but only with 0.5 and 2%, and that is going to turn around as well. Visa with 13% upside as well. So all of these are sort of, and Google as well, I think 5% upside. So all of these are sort of stocks that I analyze as well, and I'm currently looking at new entries that I will probably post the next week. So yeah, anybody who's interested not only in crypto, but wants to diversify their portfolio as well, because you can only do that in limited ways in the crypto world. But anybody who's interested in stocks and shares as well, yeah, you can check out the gold membership. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.